bedtime story. In the quiet, earthy-smelling corner of the old potting shed, a new kind of treasure was taking root. Not gold or silver, but something more timeless: seeds. It was Elara's idea. She had arrived one morning with a woven basket, her quiet, shaggy dog, Moss, padding at her heels. Moss was the color of forest shadows after rain, with gentle eyes and a tail that wagged like a metronome set to peaceful. Inside the basket were small, hand-stitched packets. "Seeds," Elara said, her voice full of quiet excitement. "Not just any seeds. Stories. This blue corn is from my grandmother's village. These crimson runner beans were saved by a neighbor through 3 droughts. They're heirlooms, living memories." She explained the idea: a seed library. A place where neighbors could borrow seeds in the spring, grow them, and then return some saved seeds in the fall, replenishing the shared stock. Leo was intrigued but hesitant. He'd grown fiercely protective of the hollow's bounty. The thought of giving away its very essence, its future potential, felt risky. What if people took but didn't return? What if the precious, hard-won lineages were lost? "A seed hoarded is just a promise kept to itself," Elara said gently, as Moss sniffed politely at Bramble's favorite porch beam. Bramble, from his high perch, observed the new, large creature with a look of supreme feline skepticism. "A seed shared," she continued, "is a promise passed on. It trusts the future." The library takes shape inspired. Leo cleaned out a dusty corner of the shed. He built small, shallow drawers from salvaged wood and labeled them: tomato, sun gold, lettuce, drunken woman, flower, moonflower vine. He added his own treasures: seeds from his first, triumphant guardian pumpkin, and from the fragrant bee balm that buzzed all summer. The library was beautiful, orderly, and full of potential. Yet, the first drawer Leo opened to fill was the one labeled trust. And that one felt frighteningly empty. The animal committee, meanwhile, was negotiating. Moss, ever calm, would lie in a sun patch, tail giving a respectful thump-thump whenever Bramble sauntered by. Bramble, after days of theatrical suspicion, began to descend from his perch. First, to sniff Moss's peacefully offered paw. Then, one brave afternoon, to curl up just within the circle of the dog's warmth. It was not a cuddle, but a truce of proximity, a silent agreement to share the sun. Their growing, quiet friendship was Leo's first lesson in trust. The first borrowers. The first neighbor to come was Anya, the young woman who had once sought peace under the grandmother tree. She looked at the tiny drawers with awe. "I've only a window box," she said shyly. "A window box is a perfect library branch," Elara smiled. Anya left with a packet of bee's friend borage seeds. Next came old Mr. Henderson, who'd frowned at Leo's newfangled methods years ago. He grumbled, but his eyes lingered on the German pink tomato. "My wife, she loved these," he murmured. He took a packet, and left, without a word, a brown paper bag containing a dozen bulbs of surprise lily, his own heirloom. Leo watched them go, his chest tight. He was letting pieces of the hollow walk away. the blight in the gift. Then, trouble came. A strange mildew spotted the leaves of Leo's own tomato plants, the very sun gold variety he'd shared. He fought it, but it spread. His harvest was threatened. One evening, as he stood worried in the garden, Anya appeared at his gate, breathless. In her hands was a vibrant, healthy sun gold tomato plant in a pot. "It's from your seeds," she said. "It grew on my sunny fire escape. No blight up there. I brought it back to you. For your library." The next day, Mr. Henderson shuffled up. He placed a jar of the deepest red tomato sauce on the shed bench. "From the German pinks," he grunted. "Wife's recipe. The seeds. I'll save them and return double next week. The real harvest." Head, holding Anya's resilient plant and Mr. Henderson's jar of sauce. He looked at the drawers, which were now filling with not just seeds, but with notes. "Planted these with my grandson. These beans climbed my whole balcony. Thank you." He understood. He hadn't been scattering his treasures. He had been planting connections. The seeds were not diminished by sharing, they were multiplied, in gardens, in friendships, in gratitude. The library's true yield wasn't in the returned seeds, but in the woven web of care it created around the hollow. Outside, the final proof of coexistence played out. Bramble, in a moment of pure, cheeky bravery, bathed a gentle paw at Moss's sleepy nose. Moss responded not with a bark, but with a slow, happy sigh, and carefully rested his chin near, but not on, the confident cat. Trust, earned and rewarded. That night, Leo wrote in his journal, Bramble purring on one side and Moss sighing contentedly on the other, "The seed library opened today. I feared emptying my drawers. But a miracle happened. The more I gave away, the fuller the hollow became." Anya brought back strength. Mr. Henderson brought back memory. Elara was right. You cannot hoard hope. You must sow it widely, with trust, and then wait. What grows back is always more than you planted. It's a whole community, rooted in the same good earth. And so, dear listener, as you drift to sleep, think of the seeds you carry. What stories, what kindnesses, what little bits of hope are you keeping in a drawer of your heart? Remember, the most precious things are not meant to be stored away. They are meant to be scattered, with faith, into the ready soil of the world. For in sharing, we do not lose our treasure, we discover it growing in 1,000 different gardens.